Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to part two. I'm going to try to wrap this up. Basically, some other articles I had found while I was waiting for part two to process. Um, uh, anyway, what I had been reading to you was about the three major fault lines. Um, well, I think you've known a lot about the new Madrid fault line already. So I'm just going to just leave the link and let you read it at your leisure. It just basically tells the history, the past histories of the fault lines and where they run. And like I said, I just mentioned before that the New Madrid fault line. One thing I do want to mention though is if you do go look at Henning Kimmer's videos. They're on his channel, of which I left the link to, and leave the link to this one also, um, where he says he talks about the fracking and the all the things that had happened during the BP oil disaster, the oil leak, and the oil down there is still leaking out, and there is an asphalt volcano. So all those things that are going against the Gulf right now, um, which means it could be very close. If something would go off in the Gulf, it could pretty much rip up through that fault line and affect a lot of states. But that's just what a heads up. Quite possible what could happen, and about what they are doing, what has happened, and of course everybody knows about the BP oil disaster. But anyway, and about the Ramapo fault line, which runs through New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, and these faults run between the Appalachian Mountains and the Piedmont areas to the east, and that this fault, scientists say that this fault is relatively inactive, but we never know when it could go off again. It's a recent study had showed that there could be like a 6 to 7 magnitude earthquake that may occur from this fault line if it ever did happen. But they said that the most activity that ever happened was, I'm not sure about the year, they say 200 million years ago. I'm not sure if the Earth is that old. But like I said, I'm going by what the Bible says, and I don't think that the Earth is that old. In the San Andreas fault line, which runs from Southern California, it says that the government there is preparing for the next big one and all, and that's been talked about for a long time. So they're just expecting for it to happen. Could happen now or 10 years from now. They don't know. But anyway, that was finishing that up. Here's some more information about the earthquake that happened in Virginia, and it gives more data information. Instead of me reading off the data and the locations where everything was shut down, either shut down or damages, flights canceled, that sort of thing. Well, but there's a list there, but I'll just leave the link to all this. And here's your picture of the men in black there on top of the roof. There's a video floating around on this too. It says they're White House roof snipers scramble from hiding holes during the quake. Oh, no, that's not funny. It is kind of funny in a way, but there's your men in black. Okay, Edgartown and Martha's Vineyard courthouse evacuated during the quake, and Obama didn't feel it while on the golf course. But apparently double bug-eyed, oops, and the, well, that's what this says, oops. And the best news is DC employee evacuation results in temporary economic recovery. Oh, really? Temporary economic recovery, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just, I don't know why, this is not funny, really. It is in a way, but it's, I don't know. I know I may have a sense of humor, but forgive me, please. Um, there's cracks that were found, reported at the Washington Monument, and the quake waves raced west 500 miles a minute, reaching California seismometers in 5 minutes, even on the East Coast, that you would want to prepare. Um, Here's a video that you can check out too. It's 42 minutes. I haven't viewed it yet until now. If you see here, seismic waves, data from the, sees red is up on the movement and blue is downward. And I'll see that. See, that's what it is. This is the seismic activity moving that way in that direction. That's what it is. And this is food for thought. Could this be a foreshock? Probably not, but possible. That's all of that, what that was. But I'll leave the link to this too. And, okay. Now, Hurricane Irene, now, I don't know if HAARP has anything to do with Hurricane Irene. But since this is happening about the same time, heads up to you people in New England, Cape Cod, and Boston area. I don't know if this is happening. This came in August the 24th, and this is Thursday 25th, so that was about a day ago. And it says that the latest from Hurricane Irene indicates that the landfall, the eye could pass over southern New England this weekend. Okay, I caught it in time. Perhaps Sunday evening, and wreak havoc across Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and southern New Hampshire. And if the hurricane track of Irene remains somewhat close to the current one, the New Englanders better get ready, especially those that live on Cape Cod, Long Island, southeast Rhode Island, and Boston, and the northeast quadrant of the hurricane possesses the highest wind speed, so areas that are located just to the east of the hurricane eye wall will be devastated the most. And if this prediction is true, then certainly it would be very widespread damage and power loss in southern New England. So my prayers go out to you guys that that this storm, passes and it doesn't cause as much damage. So I'll leave the rest for. There's not that much left to read. So yeah, I'll just leave the link to this, and there's a map that shows the path of Irene where it will be taking. Actually, this is. I also leave a link to a hurricane preparedness list, just in case. This website's really nice, very informative, which will give you an idea on if you're not really for sure how to prepare for disasters. This will tell you how. Gives you a list on general supplies, what you need to pack up and go. Your first aid kit, repair and maintenance, what you need for repair and maintenance, food and water, in case of power outages, what you need to learn to do when the power goes out. It also lists some entertainment, and special needs for children, because you want to keep kids entertained, be entertained, while, things kind of smooth by a bit, and evacuating. Found out what to do if an evacuation isn't ordered. You have to leave your area. Paperwork, you want to keep your important documents safe during a storm. So, either you want to hide them in a nice secure place or take them with you or whatever. However feel comfortable with. Staying informed and a few safety tips. Yeah, almost running out of time. There's a lot that I had here that I needed to share. And here's an article from the U.S. News Report. And this is a 4.5 meg 5 aftershocks rumble overnight, and Hurricane Irene tracks closer to land scheduled. And it has like a lot of links to keep you informed of Hurricane Irene and more on the earthquake. Hurricane Irene, major northeast threat. CIA controlling this? HAARP sure could, but impossible to tell if so. Colorado Dr. Bowman calls for 9/11 investigation and arrest of Bush. Oh, that's interesting. U.S. Geological Survey warns although D.C. initial quake was brief, it might have been a foreshock, meaning the worst may yet to come. Well, you never know. Putin, who gave NATO the right to kill Gaddafi. Strangely, it was Russia who gave UN permission for this latest NATO crime. And there's videos that you can view at your leisure. Yeah, that's on Gaddafi in Libya. And it's getting pretty nasty over there. And I wonder too that all this activity that's going on here is keeping our minds off of something else. That's what I want to bring up too. It's keeping our minds off of something else. It has to do someplace in the Middle East or somewhere else. So keep your eyes open, guys. And the East Coast is highly unusual. 5.8 earthquake hits nation's capital, felt in New York and Canada. U.S. under HAARP attack. Yeah. I'm just going to leave the link, and there's some really good articles on this one website. So check these out. This will keep you pretty much informed. And yeah, I also found this map. It's an interesting site that gives information about global incidences. So I'll also leave a link to this also, and you see like the different earthquake activities that are happening right now. This article is not actually related to this one, but it is in sort of way, because all these things that are coming about, I don't know if you've heard got the info, but they're stepping up this implementation plan about chipping everyone. And I also had a video that I found to upload about where this guy tells about what to do about not taking the chip. And what he says basically, don't take the chip. And yeah, and this is really important. I'll leave this also. It's called gradualism. So they're going to what can I say? They're going to do it in a way so subtle that they're going to have you buy into it to take it and don't. And the Obamacare, the bill that they were passing, that has that implemented in it. So I'll upload the other video too. It has like a lot of information. And I'm getting close to the end, and probably so close that I wanted to end it with this. This is breathtaking. I mean, can you see our Lord, calling out to us and says he comes like a thief. So this is it.